No family, no problem. She fixed her own bride price. Alone but not broken. Amelia sat on the wooden bench outside her small house, watching the sun go down. The orange sky reminded her of her mother, who used to love sunsets. It had been 5 years since she lost both her parents in a car accident. She was just 19 then. Now, at 24, Amelia lived alone in the small house her father left behind. She had no brothers, no sisters. And after her parents died, her uncles and aunties slowly disappeared too. They never visited or called. When she reached out, they always said, "We are busy," or "We will come later." But they never came. She had learned to do everything by herself. She worked as a teacher in a primary school and sold handmade bags on weekends. She cooked, cleaned, paid her bills, and prayed. Life was hard, but Amelia was strong. One afternoon, while returning from the market, she met Daniel. He helped her carry her heavy basket. He was polite, with kind eyes and a calm voice. "Thank you," she said, smiling. "You're welcome. I see you around often," Daniel replied. From that small meeting, their friendship began. Daniel was a builder, quiet and respectful. He visited often, helped with repairs, and slowly became a part of Amelia's life. They laughed, shared stories, and walked together in the evenings. After a year of friendship, Daniel said something that changed everything. "Amelia, I want to marry you." She froze. Her heart beat fast. "I love you. I respect you. I want you to be my wife," Daniel said, holding her hand. Tears filled her eyes. Not because she was afraid, but because she didn't know who would stand for her. Her parents were gone. Her uncles had abandoned her. "Daniel," she whispered, "I don't have anyone to speak for me. No father, no mother, no uncle. No one to fix or collect bride price. How can I marry you?" Daniel took a deep breath. "You have yourself, and I have you. We will figure it out together." Gossip and fear. Word spread fast in their small town. "Amelia wants to marry without a family," they whispered. "She wants to fix her own bride price. That's not our way." People looked at her with surprise, some with pity, some with judgment. One afternoon, an older woman named Mama Ruth stopped her. "My dear, are you really going to fix and collect your bride price by yourself?" she asked. Amelia nodded slowly. "I don't have anyone left. Should I wait forever?" Mama Ruth shook her head. "It's not common, but it's not wrong. Be strong. Let your heart guide you." Her words gave Amelia hope. Daniel's family, however, was not fully happy. His elder brother, Thomas, said, "How can we marry a woman without family? Who will bless the marriage?" Daniel replied firmly, "God is enough. Amelia is good, honest, and hardworking. If we truly want her, we must respect her." Their mother, Mrs. Margaret, sighed. "I like her, but this is not how things are done." Still, Daniel stood his ground. The decision. Amelia prayed every night. She asked God for peace and courage. Then one morning, she made her decision. She wrote a letter to Daniel's family. "Since I have no parents or uncles alive, I take full responsibility for my bride price. I ask for only what is fair and respectful. I do not wish to cause shame or change tradition, but this is my truth. If you still want me as your daughter-in-law, I will be honored." She fixed a simple bride price. 50,000 Nigerian nairas, about $30. 2 wrappers. A Bible. A bottle of palm wine. Simple. Respectful. Within reason. Daniel delivered the letter. His family sat in silence after reading it. Thomas shook his head. "This is strange." But their father, an old quiet man, spoke. "Strange does not mean wrong. If the girl is good, and the son is sure, let them marry. I accept." Daniel smiled. "Thank you, Papa." Preparation begins. The date was fixed. Amelia cleaned her house and bought a new dress with her own savings. She didn't have many friends, but a few women from her church offered to help. "I'll braid your hair," one said. "I'll cook rice," another added. "I'll bring chairs," Mama Ruth said. They stood by her like family. Daniel's family prepared too. Though some relatives were still unsure, they respected his choice. The wedding would be small, but full of love. As Amelia looked at herself in the mirror the night before the event, she smiled through her tears. "I may have no family," she whispered, "but I am not alone." Moral lesson: sometimes, standing alone is the bravest thing a person can do. Your value does not come from who speaks for you, but from how you live and love. Watch this video to the end and don't forget to share, like, comment and subscribe for more interesting stories like this. From Folktale Flame. The Wedding Without a Father. The sun rose early on the wedding day. Birds sang in the trees, and the air felt fresh and warm. Amelia woke up before dawn, knelt by her bed, and prayed. "Lord," she whispered, "today is a new beginning. Please walk with me. Let me not feel empty, even without my parents." She stood, took a deep breath, and smiled. She was ready. A quiet morning. The house was full of activity. The women from her church had arrived early. They cooked jollof rice, pounded yam, and pepper soup. The smell filled the air. Mama Ruth helped tie Amelia's headscarf while another lady brushed her dress. "You look like a queen," Mama Ruth said, her eyes shining. Amelia smiled. "Thank you for standing by me." They didn't have expensive clothes or decorations, but the room was full of joy and love. In another house across town, Daniel wore his white shirt and native wrapper. His brothers teased him, but he just smiled. "She's worth it," he said proudly. The bride price ceremony. By midday, Daniel's family arrived at Amelia's home. Normally, this was the time when the bride's uncles and elders would sit to receive the groom's family, to negotiate and accept the bride price. But today, Amelia sat on the chair herself. The town's elders had never seen anything like it. People whispered, "Is she not ashamed?" But others said, "She is brave." Daniel's father, Mr. Okafor, stood with a calm face. He spoke with respect. "We have come for your daughter. We bring our gifts in peace." Amelia stood slowly. "Thank you, sir. I accept. I am the daughter and the parent today." Her voice was calm, her eyes clear. She accepted the bride price, signed the papers herself, and smiled with grace. Daniel handed her the Bible and said, "You are my treasure." Amelia took it and replied, "And you are my strength." People clapped. Some wiped tears from their eyes. The bride price ceremony was complete. It was not as the tradition expected, but it was filled with meaning. A simple wedding. Later in the church, Amelia walked down the aisle alone. No father to hold her hand. But as she stepped forward, Mama Ruth came from behind and gently joined her. "You are not alone," she said, holding Amelia's hand. Daniel waited at the altar with shining eyes. His heart swelled with pride. They exchanged vows with full hearts. "I, Daniel, take you, Amelia, to be my wife. I, Amelia, take you, Daniel, to be my husband." The pastor blessed them. Let no one look down on what God has joined together. When the kiss was done, people stood and cheered. It was not a grand wedding, but it was honest, pure, and filled with emotion. After the wedding, in the evening, guests ate and danced. The small compound echoed with laughter and music. Amelia sat beside Daniel, watching the people. She felt something warm inside, peace. A woman came to her and said, "You are a brave woman. My sister lost her parents too. You have given her hope." Another said, "I used to think a woman couldn't marry without a father or uncle. You have changed my mind." Amelia smiled and thanked them. She didn't do it for praise. She only did what she had to do. The whisper of the past. That night, when everyone had gone and the lights were off, Amelia sat with Daniel in their new room. "Do you think my parents are proud of me?" she asked softly. Daniel took her hand. "I believe they are smiling in heaven. You honored them by standing strong." She rested her head on his shoulder. "I was afraid," she whispered. "But I'm not afraid anymore." He kissed her forehead. "You are my hero." Gossip turns to respect. In the weeks that followed, people talked, but differently now. "She did it with class," some said. "She showed that women can be strong," others added. "She broke tradition with wisdom, not with pride." Even Daniel's brother, Thomas, came to visit them. "I was wrong," he said. "You're a good woman. Our family is lucky to have you." Amelia forgave him. The same people who had once questioned her now respected her. She had become an example of quiet strength and dignity. Moral lesson: true respect comes when you stand in your truth with humility. Even when the world expects you to follow the old path, choosing what is right with courage will bring peace and honor. Watch this video to the end and don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting stories like this. From Folktale Flame. A legacy of courage. Amelia sat outside her new home, watching the sky change colors as the sun set. The breeze was cool, and Daniel was just returning from work, his shirt stained with sweat and dust. He smiled when he saw her. "How's my strong woman today?" She smiled back, grateful and hopeful. It had been 6 months since their wedding. Life was simple, but peaceful. The noise had died down, and those who once whispered now greeted her with smiles and respect. A visit that changed everything. One bright morning, a black car stopped in front of their home. Out stepped Chief Benson, one of the most respected elders in their town. He was the kind of man people stood up for. Amelia quickly rushed to greet him. "Good morning, sir. Please come in." He looked around quietly and sat down on a wooden chair. "I've heard your story," he began. "At first, I thought what you did was wrong. But now, I see it was right." Amelia listened, nervous but calm. "You did what many feared. You stood for yourself with dignity. You didn't insult tradition. You added something new to it, courage." He reached into his pocket and brought out a small white envelope. "This is from the town elders. It's a token of respect. You've given our daughters hope." Amelia accepted it with shaking hands. Inside was a letter of recognition and a small sum of money. That day, something changed in her heart. She realized her story wasn't just about marriage. It was a message, a new purpose. Soon, women from nearby towns started visiting. Some were single mothers. Some were widows. Some were young girls asking, "Can I be enough, even without family?" Amelia started small gatherings. She shared her story, not with pride, but with truth. "If no one stands for you," she often said, "you can still stand for yourself with God." Her words traveled farther than she expected. Local radio stations mentioned her. Churches invited her to speak. A small-town girl had become a quiet voice for thousands. The greatest gift. One evening, Amelia was unusually quiet. Daniel sat next to her. "You're thinking too much." She smiled, then placed his hand on her belly. "I'm not thinking. I'm carrying," she whispered. His eyes widened. "We're having a baby." Tears rolled down his cheeks as he held her close. "Thank you, God." Months later, Amelia gave birth to a baby girl. They named her Grace. The naming ceremony was filled with joy. Even those who once criticized her came bearing gifts and blessings. "This child," the pastor said, "is born into a story of strength and faith." Full circle. Years passed. Grace grew strong and smart, just like her mother. One day she asked, "Mama, was it hard standing alone on your wedding day?" Amelia smiled. "Yes, my child. But I was never truly alone. God was with me, and that made me stronger." Grace hugged her tightly and whispered, "I want to be like you." "No," Amelia said gently, "I want you to be better." And with that, the legacy continued, a story of hope, courage, and faith in the face of loneliness. If Amelia's story touched your heart, share this with someone who needs courage today. Leave a comment below. What would you do if you had to stand alone? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful real-life stories told simply. Thank you for watching this video to the end, and don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe for more interesting stories like this. From Folktale Flame.